Hey, what's going on? I am Mr. DRE, and I'm here with my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. B-mac. And welcome to Grown and Throwed Off. What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on? Glad to be here. Back for another episode of Grown and Throwed Off, where, hey, we all over 21, but we all been through enough to be a little thrown off, if you know what I'm saying.
Right, man. So what's been going on with you, man?
Man, another day, another 25 cents after taxes, as I like to say. If you're making $1, God bless you.
Right, man. So listen, man, I know we're going to get into some stuff, but, man, I got to tell you about this joint I seen last night. Now, we was just kind of talking off the air about, sleep habits, and sometimes I have a hard time sleeping myself. So, when I'm having a hard time sleeping, I like to go to my favorite spot. It is YouTube. So I'm real big on YouTube, and sometimes I go on that Facebook videos, be showing viral clips and other stuff. But so I was on YouTube. No, let me take that back. I was on Facebook. The shorts, yeah. And I saw this joint, and it was this show called Moment of Truth. You ever seen that show?
Nah, I can't tell.
So feel me on this one. So I'm watching this show, right? And basically the show is about so they have this show, and the premise is the more you tell the truth, the more they pay you, right? So apparently, and I actually went back and watched this thing because the episode that was on the short clip was ridiculous. So I went back. No, bro, I'm telling you. I mean, so like the top. Feel me on this. The top prize. Boy, listen, you gonna watch it. You gonna watch this. So the thing said. So the show was the top prize was $500,000. That's the top. $500,000. You feel me? But you hooked up to this lie detector, right?
Yeah.
And so if you lie, you lose the money.
Okay.
But if you tell the truth, you keep going. So it starts at 10,000. Then I think it went to like 25, 100,000, 200,000, 350,000, 500,000. That's good as long as you telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You make your money. Here's the kicker: you telling the truth while you got family members sitting there and listening to this, and some of the questions they ask
it's
you,
gonna be about them.
it's gonna be about them, bruh.
That's where the money come in.
I saw the clip. I saw it was this black lady, and apparently this was like a season finale. It was like a season finale, dude. And so, this woman was married 4 times, and her husband is sitting here, and so they asked them questions like, so it's her husband, her stepson, her son, and her mama. That was the 4 people, right? And so the $10,000 questions. First of all, let me just say this: they ruined the husband, man. The first 6 questions were all about the husband. They asked, okay, do you think is your husband now? Now she's had 4 husbands. Is your husband now, is he the most attractive out of all of them?
No.
And so, so she had to tell the truth. Of course, she said no. And, she got the question right, or, showing she was telling the truth. And she's sitting there cheering, and her husband looking at her like, for real? Then they had another question, and it was like, if your husband didn't have money, would you have married him? And of course, the answer was no. This grown behind man looked like he's getting either very angry or he's feeling very pitiful at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so then another question they had was like, have you ever looked at your husband's bank statements without him knowing, before y'all got married?
Mm-hmm.
She answered yes. And so now he's looking like, okay, who did I marry? Another question was, have you had any surgery that he doesn't know about as far as cosmetic surgery?
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is, and I didn't get to see how far she got, but she got to like 25,000. But by the time she got to 25,000, she had destroyed this man. Found out that she had her own business, a family business, and they asked her the question, would you hire your stepson if he wasn't your stepson? And she was like, no. Bruh, she destroyed her family for $25,000. I was like, this got to be the craziest game show. And it was only 2 seasons, and I see why. Because
yeah, I see why too.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
You pretty much, using money for the family. Yeah, you pretty much using the bread. $25,000 is pretty much going to qualify you to ask these kind of questions. Once you go higher, I would imagine the questions are going to start to get a lot more personal.
Crazy.
But I have to disagree with the truth destroying the family though. I'm gonna go ahead and be a devil advocate on this one right here, though, and also a realist. Also a realist. I'll just keep it a buck, bro. I just gotta keep it all the way a buck. I'm not a person that believes the truth should destroy anything. Does the truth hurt? Yes, it does. That's why a lot of people don't like it. But I much rather for you to tell me the truth.
But dude, okay, I feel you, but listen. We on national TV, bruh.
More so for you to tell the truth.
On national TV?
I don't want you to lie to me in front of everybody neither.
Well, okay, so she didn't have to lie. She could have just quit and not take the money.
But if you quit, it's an automatically DQ. That's like pleading the fifth.
But, dude, come on.
Oh, yeah, hey, man, do you love your husband? Oh, yeah, I'm going to stop right there. I don't want to answer that right there. Come on, bro.
But listen.
I don't want to say yeah and then it be no. And look, what?
But she could have, first of all, let me just say this. The premise of the show is genius. I wish it was still going on right now. This show came on like 2008, 2009. This show is kind of old.
It'll destroy the relationship quick.
But the thing is, I'm like, man, you could have, if you wasn't going to tell the truth in private, don't tell the truth publicly and then have me looking crazy. And you hurt my feelings, got me looking like a fool for $10,000.
Those 25 bands gonna heal these feelings pretty nice.
No, it ain't, because guess what? When I file for a divorce, bro, it's gonna cost more than that for this divorce, man.
Oh man, you gonna file for a divorce?
Bro, you just not because you told the truth, but because you embarrassed me, man.
By telling the truth.
By telling the truth, yeah, that you didn't tell me in private, man. If you was trying to, okay, wait a minute.
Well,
listen, this is the intro of the show. We just getting started, but come on, let's just think about this now. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me you thought enough of me to lie to me in private, make me think, like I was telling you, one of the questions was that she was asked was, if your husband didn't have money, would you have still married him? Now, all this time you have made me feel good by lying to me, making me think you love me for me, and then we gonna get on national TV, not just national TV. This came on, I believe it was Fox. So this ain't no rinky-dink TV station. This ain't True TV or Spike TV. No, this is Fox.
This ain't Tubi.
Exactly. This ain't Tubi. This is like local TV where everybody get this channel. You gonna wait till that moment to tell me the only reason you married me, with my son sitting here, by the way, the only reason you married me was for my money.
Well, we don't necessarily know, the background of their relationship. You know what I mean? Or if she necessarily lied to him when it came down to that stuff.
Bruh.
Like, we don't necessarily.
Let me say that to my grandson. Bruh. If you would have seen this dude's face, man.
But
he ain't know none of that, bro.
At the end of the day, those are still going to be embarrassing things, bro. Even if he did know, it's just like now the whole world knows. I say this, bro. Man's pride And man's ego is very, very fragile.
Yeah.
It's very fragile.
But see, if you know that, man, look.
But again, I guarantee you, when they offered that couple that I mean, hey, look, this is the possibilities, but y'all can win as long as you can tell the truth. Now I guarantee you, I mean, they prior to they probably knew the grounds of they probably didn't know all the grounds of the kind of questions that they're probably going to be exposed, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they had some kind of sense that it's going to be personal.
But see, that's the thing. So we got to go. But listen, during the show though, they tell you, they ask you the questions before you came on the show. They ask you all these questions, and so when you get out there in public, it's revealed. You have to reveal pretty much was you telling the truth or not. You know what I mean? Like, you were hooked up to a lie detector before the show.
Mm-hmm.
They ask you those questions before the show, and then when you get on the air, then they say, okay, you were asked this question. I'm going to ask you now, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Did this, and this. Now, and the host even says, okay, once I ask you this question, because here's how it was set up. This is so good. So this is how it was set up. Once you were asked the question, you couldn't back out, or you would lose all the money that you had already won. But after you answered the question, you could say, all right, I've had enough. I don't want no more questions. And you keep the money that you won, and you and your family can try to rebuild whatever was just lost from you smashing his ego and destroying your family from the jump. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So just don't do it on national TV,
man. I say this, man. But today, man, don't allow the truth to do y'all like that, man.
Man,
don't allow the truth to do that. Don't allow the truth to do that.
I saw this one lady. I can't tell you who she was, but this was a clip from way back when, and she was like, I want you to lie to me. This is what she's telling the guy.
Most women do.
She said, check this out though. And when she said it, it made sense like a mother. She said, I want you to lie to me. And the guy said, but I don't want to lie to you. I want to be honest with you. She said, but I don't want your honesty. She said, you go around all day and you lie to everybody else. You make them feel like they're important. You do things with a smile that you don't want to do, and things of that nature. And then you come home and you give me the truth that you're mad and you're not feeling well, or you're angry. I want to be lied to too. Make me feel like I'm your. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it made sense like I wish I could find the clip, bro. It made sense like a mug, but
of course it do. But again, that's why, bro. That's exactly why, in my opinion, I feel like most women want to be lied to. The lies make them feel good, just like that show. The truth hurts. Nobody don't want to hear that. Nobody don't want to hear the fact that, hey man, you ain't the most attractive person to me, but dog, I know you love me, and I know we could build something together. Hey, yeah, I know. Now I mean, money shouldn't be important, but hey, now I mean, I'm with you because I feel comfortable that you can take care of me. Like, nobody don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. You feel what I'm saying?
So you would rather the horrible truth than the good lie?
Give me the truth. I want the truth. Give it to me as blunt and as cruel as possible, if that's the case.
You know, I always said I want the truth, but after seeing that show, bruh, give me truth, but give it to me privately. That's all I'm saying. Man.
If I was on that show, I'm telling, hey, if my spouse tried to, I'm done with the question. You better keep going. You better keep telling the truth.
No, cause see, you keep telling. If I say that, bro, if I say keep telling the truth, now I'm gonna be like, yeah, keep telling the truth, because you know we about to make a movie. You know, we gonna hear about this story on Lifetime, True TV, First 48. Oh yeah, we going all there, because you got me like that. You got me messed up.
You don't want to be. Like, listen here, fellas. You don't want to be on no Lifetime movie. You do not. I repeat, you do not.
We about to make a
Lifetime movie, man.
I tell you what, if you say all that to me, you better not get in the car. And I tell you, we going on a trip. You better not get in that car. Hey, we gonna come back in a few minutes, man. Got some other stuff to talk about. Y'all hold on tight, all right? All right, so we are back, man. I tell you what, let's get into some news, man. So, don't know if you heard or not, but Bath and Body Works is in trouble for apparently being insensitive.
Body Works, don't they sell candles and
Yeah,
lotion and stuff?
man, they sell a little bit of everything, and the only reason I know that is because my wife is a faithful subscriber. You know,
Yeah, my lady, she like that.
yeah.
Stuff.
By the way, what do you normally get from Bath and Body Works? What does your lady normally get from Bath and Body Works?
Body fragrances, soaps and stuff like that. She got me some beard wash and stuff like that from there too. But
Right.
I try to just stay away from there because they use like a lot of perfume and their stuff.
Well,
And
yeah.
I try to use like more of the natural stuff.
That's what's up. And my wife, you know, she loves the air fresheners and everything like that. So
Yeah.
she's big on that. And then she likes to get me the body sprays. You know, I'm a big cologne person. you know.
Yeah.
By the way, man, if you ever check it out, if you ever get a chance, man, Bath and Body Works, I kid you not, got this cologne called, I believe it's called Coffee and Whiskey. That joint,
Coffee and whiskey.
Coffee and Whiskey. That is, I mean, if it said Louis Vuitton, if it said Tom Ford, you would mess with it, bro.
Yeah.
That joint's good. But anyway, let's get into this news. So apparently, Bath and Body Works are in trouble because, you know, of course, they sell not only the cologne, not only the body sprays and things of that nature, but they also sell candles. And so apparently, Bath and Body Works, not using good judgment, has gotten in trouble with the people. The people are outraged because they have came out with a Ku Klux Klan candle. The KKK candle.
What?
But it's not actually called the KKK candle. But so this is what happened. So apparently they came out with a candle for the holidays that they're doing, and it's called the Snowed In Candle.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you know it's supposed to be about the snow and everything, festivities, holidays. You get the nine. But the artwork they got on the candle looks like Ku Klux Klan members. And so when people saw this, they went ham.
I'm pretty sure.
Like, you know, okay, how dare you make a KKK candle? You know, even though it doesn't say that, but if you really look at the candle, it does look like some hooded men. I'll just say when I saw it, I was like, okay, I immediately saw what they were talking about.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're in trouble for that, man. What do you think about that, man?
Honestly, I mean, I saw the candle.
Okay.
I saw the image on that's on the side of the candle, and it's a snowflake. Like it's a snowflake. Now, granted, I would say this: they probably should have used a different shape for the little for where the eyes was at.
Right, and I think that's what messed it up.
If they would have probably used triangles instead of circles, you probably would have got away. But you probably would have still have a few people out there that's still saying, "Oh, look at the hoods of the Ku Klux Klan member."
Okay.
But honestly, man,
we know who you rock with. You rocking with that KKK. You know,
I just feel like, man, it's a snowflake, man. We can't change the image. We can only change our perspective on how we see stuff.
Right.
So I mean, if that's what you seeing, in my opinion, change that if you can. Like, just it's a snowflake, bro.
Okay, well, it's a snowflake, and you know I ain't gonna argue with you, but all I'ma say is, when I saw the candle, I did think of Django. I ain't gonna lie. I thought of Django. I was like, you know, these.
My wife spent all night making these.
You gonna wear these hoods?
That'd be the last time I do anything for any of you great ungrateful motherfuckers.
Okay, and then so you know, and then the thing about it is, maybe if they showed the whole snowflake, it was
Yeah.
like half a snowflake, and it looked like a group of KKK members.
Yeah.
I see where people got mad, and then of course this isn't the first time they did some crazy stuff. I'll just say some ethnic stuff around race. Looks like it is about around race. They got in trouble with the Black History Month thing a couple years ago, and we won't go into that. But man, Bath and Body Works just keeps making bad decisions, man.
I see, but hey, Bath and Body Works, man, they gonna still be in your stove. They still gonna get them 6 for $2 hand sanitizers and everything else out of Bath and Body Works, man.
We still gonna charge it,
Shop there.
Still gonna have the app. I got you, but
you know what I'm saying. But I mean, let's if that's really a snowflake Bath and Body Works, let's get a better image.
Okay, let's do better.
Let's just do a better image on that. And I mean, so we can. I mean, you can keep all your customers
exactly
happy and satisfied. You feel what I'm saying? So we could do a better quality on that image selection.
I will say this. I mean, it is near the holidays and people looking for a good deal. So I don't think nobody gonna riot. But let's just do better. Let's just do better. Anyway,
we got to do better on that.
Right.
Images.
Bro, speaking of news, did you? Because you're a big football fan. I'm a big football fan.
Yeah.
Did you see the Jerry Jones interview, or did you hear the Jerry Jones interview?
No, I have not. I have not heard nothing about Jerry Jones.
So you don't know anything about Jerry Jones showing his tail. This is not, let me just say this. This is not a good year for Dallas Cowboy fans or for Jerry Jones. Let's just say that, I know there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans that are going to hear this. And let me just first say this. I'm sorry. So sorry. I apologize. Cause listen, they doing bad this year, but I mean they losing home games. They about to lose it themselves in a minute. It's bad. But anyway, listen, Jared Jones got caught up, and he does a weekly radio show. We know this. We know Jerry Jones like to be in the spotlight, and maybe that's the problem. But anyway, so he goes on the radio show and just basically tries to bully the radio host to ask him easy questions. Don't give me nothing too hard, things of that nature.
Or make him look team look bad.
And like he's not doing what he's supposed to do. But so you say you didn't hear it. I'm gonna play this for you. This is courtesy of Fox News in Dallas. Okay.
This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
A job, or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
Jerry, we're trying to figure out why the team is.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you.
Jerry Jones was not kidding on the radio this morning. He's doing his.
So you heard the clip.
Yeah, well. Let me ask you this: Is that Jerry Jones radio station?
Well, they do support Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if that's his radio station or not.
He must be cutting the check.
Well, Jerry Jones is pretty powerful in Dallas, man. There's always been those stories about what he can do for them boys, when they act up.
Well, the way he talked to that radio host, you would made it seem like that was his radio show.
He sound like,
I mean, he sounded like that was his radio show, but that ain't his radio show.
It's not his radio show. He just does a segment, man.
Wait, Jerry Jones. Hey, man, look, man. We know you got a lot of money, man. We know you got a lot of money. We know you bread up and whatnot. But hey, man, them boys want to know what's going on with them Cowboys. You can't get mad because people want to know what's going on with them Cowboys.
For real. And I mean, he went like you heard him, like he was trying to son old boy, But hey, do you know who you talking to, man? Like, I'm a billionaire. You will not have a job tomorrow.
But that's why I had to ask. He made it seem like that was his radio station. Like, look, man, hey, I don't pay you to ask me questions like that. Like, you need to ask me better questions since I'm paying you. But if you ain't paying that man gonna ask you the kind of questions that his fans want to know.
Exactly. And don't people want to know? See, this is my problem. Matter of fact, this is why podcasts are doing much better or getting more popular, because they can't be censored a lot of times by people with money or big corporations, because these people getting out of control. You gonna ask what I want you to ask. Jerry Jones is done lost his mind, man. It's just.
But y'all, we got agree. I will say this. I mean, Jerry Jones has reached the age now where I feel like he got the right pretty much to say and do anything. You don't feel like this. You know how old folks be, bro. That's in their ways, man. You can't really tell them.
Yeah, I know how old folks be. That's the problem.
But Jerry at that age.
Man, listen.
Jerry at that age, man.
Well, he need to go ahead and do something, man, because
the first thing he need to do is get them Cowboys winning, boy. That's what you better do, boy, because these Cowboy fans mad.
So
they gonna find Jerry on the back of a truck somewhere.
Exactly.
The Cowboys don't start winning.
But so I'm a big sports fan. I'm like Lil Wayne. I like looking at ESPN and all those things like that. So I was listening to some of the comments from people like Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was pissed off. How he talked to that man and threatened that man's livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely understood that.
Me too.
Stephen A. was kind of like, hey, you know how Stephen A. do. Hey, bro, come on, bro. Bro, I love you, man. We got a relationship, but you were wrong. So he wasn't gonna go ham like he could, but
But you know how people already feel about Stephen A. Stephen A. Be a little easy on on the other people, but on his people, boy, he
go in, don't he?
Ham.
I mean, maybe it's not true, but it just seems like that.
Hey, that's my perspective.
Hey, I'm just saying, but Jerry Jones went crazy. I guess let's talk about this for a minute. In other news, as they would say, it's a little old now, but apparently someone tried to assassinate Donald Trump again.
Hey, man.
I mean, it ain't funny.
Three, not one. Not 2 times.
Right.
But I think he on assassination attempt number 3.
So apparently, he was scheduled to be, I think it's at Coachella or something like that. And I forget the venue, but bottom line is they end up apprehending someone who was found with a whole bunch of guns,
mm-hmm.
and apparently was going to the same spot that Trump was at.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're saying it is, according to FBI, Secret Service, it is a great possibility that he was going to use those guns to try to take down Trump.
I got one question.
What's up?
Is he white or black?
I can't remember, man. I don't want to say white. I don't want to blame it on white folk, and I definitely don't want to blame it on black folk.
If it's like put it like this. I'm gonna guess that he white, because if that was the case, that black man probably would have been dead if they found him with all those guns.
Yeah.
But the first 2 attempts I've known and seen out there was white men.
Yeah. Which is crazy, man, because it's okay. So the first guy who they killed, he was a Republican.
That don't matter.
But that's crazy. Donald Trump is running on the Republican ticket, and you are given an ear piercing by a fellow Republican, white Republican.
That's why I think he staged it, because if you go back in the history of time, this is as if you can go back to the near history or the very, 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 very far. There aren't too many reported assassination attempts of a white man trying to kill another white man. It's just you don't. It's just not. I don't know. I just don't know too many cases of white men trying to kill white men. Now you got more than one white man, bro. It got to be staged, bro.
It's hard to say it's staged. Maybe it's hard to say it's staged because someone did lose their life, and I don't want to make light of the guy who lost his life for shielding his family. The firefighter, I believe he was, lost his life shielding his family. But, man, it do sound like some Scandal. You remember the show Scandal?
Yeah.
It do sound like
I never
some.
watched it, but
Yeah,
my daddy loved that show.
Oh yeah, I got into it for like the first 2 seasons or whatever, but it do sound like some Scandal type stuff.
Now, you say the firefighter lost his life. How he lost his life?
So apparently, when the rounds were going off, they were shooting at Trump. He shielded his family from the bullets and caught the bullet. He took the bullets for his family and died there. Yeah,
This was on the first assassination.
This was the first assassination, which is why people say you're wrong for saying that it's staged. Someone lost their life. That doesn't mean that it could not have been staged. Because here's my thought: the more power a person has, the less they care about life usually. Like they're gonna do whatever they got to do for them, so they don't mind, casualties. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, was it staged? Do I think it was staged? I don't think so, but that doesn't rule out the possibility of it being staged.
Yeah.
Now, the second one, about the second one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's what I'm more concerned with, the second and the third attempt.
Yeah, so the second guy, he was hiding out in the bushes, and they actually why are you laughing, man? But he was hiding out in the bushes, and he was the Secret Service did a sweep, and they found him. They shot at him to tell him, hey, whatever,
You're caught. You're busted.
Yeah, you're busted, right? So, but that guy actually voted for Trump the previous election. So here it is. You got a white Republican, and then you have another white Republican, at least he voted Republican. He voted for Trump last presidential when he ran last time. And both of them trying to kill him, Then you got this guy, and I honestly can't remember what's his ethnicity. I want to say he was foreign. He was like a Hispanic or a Venezuelan or something to that effect. The bottom line is, this man has had more attempts on his life than the last 2 presidents, 3 presidents. I mean, let's think about this. Barack, as far as we know,
didn't have that many attempts.
Didn't have no attempt on his life. Biden didn't have no attempt on his life. Bush, he caught a shoe. Someone threw a shoe at him, but it wasn't no bullet. So, and this dude ain't even the president yet. I just wonder if people are waking up and saying, you know what, he's a monster, man. We can't let him get in the office by any means necessary. That's all I'm saying.
By any means necessary, they attempted to try to do.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but we gonna see, man. You gonna vote this year, man?
Nah, I ain't voting.
You not voting?
No, but
man, we about to fall out. You not gonna vote?
No, man.
Why?
Because you wouldn't want me to vote for who I would vote for.
Well, who you gonna vote for?
Trump.
You vote for Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I'm curious about this.
I would choose Trump just simply for, the last term, and I don't know a lot of the political parties' agendas.
Right.
So let me go ahead and throw that out there too. It's not like I'm some political expert that knows all the parties' agendas and stuff of that sort. I'm just going off based off the knowledge that the previous 4 terms he served, and the things that I was into that impacted what he was pretty much involved in a sense.
Right.
Which is pretty much the stock market, the financial markets. Now, when it comes down to finances, I just believe more into Trump. Trump, when he was in office, the markets has been on an uptear after the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. Could Kamala Harris do the same? I'm not going to say no.
Right.
Now, one thing about Kamala that I would much rather Trump than her is with a lot of domestic issues and foreign lands we have.
Right.
with Israel and things of that sort. Oil, you got the BRICS out there that's starting their own currency, the world currency and stuff like that. So when it comes down to those kind of things, I just don't feel like we at a point to where a woman should be leading those things. I just don't think she would get the proper respect from other countries simply because she a woman. I don't want us to be overlooked at the things and the issues that we may need. I mean, for the simple fact that because she's a woman.
I got you.
You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
I just and it's not more than that. I just don't feel like that they'll give her the proper respect that she would need and that we would need, since she's representing us as the citizens of the United States when it comes down to those domestic issues and foreign lands and stuff like that. So that's why I would choose Trump.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, I would choose Kamala Harris, and the reason I would is, first of all, the stock market's doing pretty good right now in the Biden era, and you know, there's the money aspect, but I'm just looking at someone who in Trump, who is I don't see, you know, you talk about people, you know, in foreign countries wouldn't give her the proper respect, because let's face it, there are some countries that still have a stigma on women being leaders. I got it. I feel you on that. But I'm also looking at Trump, who, I mean, I gotta be honest, he don't seem too bright, you know, and you know, he has shown to kind of give in to anybody who
he could benefit from.
Exactly. Or who say, oh, you're a nice guy. You
know?
Yeah. And so I'm just like, you know, we don't need a yes man, you know, leading the country. And we need someone who has a plan. I've looked at the debates. I've looked at some of his town hall meetings. The same way he was cracking on Biden, how he sounded muffled, or he sounded like he wasn't healthy. He was disheveled. That's how Trump sounds right now. And by the way, for those who don't know, at the time of the debate between Biden and Trump, Biden had COVID. Nobody knew it. So his mind was kind of, but Trump sounds like Biden now to me. And so I just don't, he's not smart, from what I can tell. I haven't heard a plan. If he got one, he hasn't told it to the American people. The only thing he's really talked about is he's made his whole campaign two things to me. He's made it about doing tariffs on foreign products. And then he's also talked about how there's so many bad people coming from other countries, you know. And I'm like, okay, you do realize everybody who's coming to the country is not part of the cartel, you know. And so I'm just, I can't rock with him. And then, you know, some of the stuff he has said about, to me, what he has said about minorities, I can't ride with it. Now, I used to give him the benefit of the doubt with finance, because I'm like, well, he's a millionaire, so he should know how to make money.
Yeah, no, it ain't got nothing to do with it. My this money came from his dad.
Exactly. And see, I didn't know that, so I was like, well, you know,
inherited that money.
He knows how to at least make it. Well, he's went bankrupt. All his businesses went bankrupt. Yeah,
most successful people go bankrupt before they retire.
So you can do a business like that, but you can't do the country like that. No. Just my opinion.
No,
you know.
No. Well, I mean, they've been doing the country like that since it's been in, and not just Trump neither.
Well, but he doubled the deficit though. He almost tripled the deficit in 4 years, bro.
Hey, Trump, man, come get everybody another $2,000.
I was just saying. And then the thing about it, he's sitting there talking about the whole COVID thing. Listen, don't even get me started. And you know, look, this is grown and thrown off. And guess what? This is not scripted. We're not always going to agree on everything,
Yeah.
but this is just how I feel. Since we here
Yeah.
and we got other news to get to, but I'm just going to say my piece right now.
Okay.
I think Trump has been living off of Barack Obama, what he's done, and he got into office and got credit for that during the whole COVID thing. I blame him for the COVID pandemic and why America got shut down for 3 years because his behind said it was fake. I think he tries to take all the credit from the Democrats when it was the Democrats that approved the benefits for for people who are out of work because we couldn't go nowhere, and he put his name on it like he did it. He don't do nothing to me. That's just where I'm at with it. He hasn't really done anything for me. The only thing I will give him credit for, and this is the one thing I'll give him credit for because I try to be fair. Because, by the way, I didn't like Biden, how he ran the country that well either. But I will be fair with this. I remember when he got in office, and there was, and I can't remember all the details right now, but he was talking to China. And somehow or another, we were giving China this big discount on imports, exports, because we looked at them as we had them marked as a third world country.
Okay.
And, you know, he brought that to the forefront. Like, why are we giving them discounts as a third world country when they are now a superpower? So I get it, and I applaud him for that. You know, that needed to be said, that needed to be addressed. I give him credit for that. But everything else, I'm just like, yo.
Bro, if they had a different, I mean, honestly, bro, if they had another Republican that ran, you know what I mean, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I probably would have, I mean, depending on, honestly, man, I'm going to keep it all the way a buck. I think all of them are a bunch of liars. I don't think neither one of the parties going to do exactly what they really want to do when it comes down to it. I know I'm still going to have to go to Target. Whoever is elected, I know I'm still going to have to get those 32 hours in that mandatory overtime in. Now, hey, I don't know if this true or not. But I could have sworn I done heard at a debate that boy Donald J. Trump, if he in office, gonna try to get to where he on tax overtime.
Nah, I haven't heard that.
So we're like, hey boy, so all y'all overtime workers.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
All y'all workers that like to do that OT. Y'all look at that net income compared to that gross.
Yeah.
And you be like, Uncle Sam, Uncle Sam, what you doing to my check, Uncle Sam?
Okay, and if he makes that happen, if that's something that he's running with.
But they say Trump say no
more. I can get with that. But listen, that is not going to make me vote for him if you also in the same breath gonna get rid of my rights with Project 2025. So who is that free money for overtime going to benefit? It sure won't benefit me. For those who don't know, I am a proud black man, which really don't matter. But anyway. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But listen, enough about that. Like you said, and I do agree with something you said. You said that, whether it's Republican, whether it's Democrat, personally, this sidebar, I would have liked for Governor Christie to run. That's me personally. He's a Republican. I would have liked for him to run because I kind of like some of the things I heard from him. And this was before the whole Kamala Harris and everything. I really liked him. And I'm liking Kamala Harris running mate, her VP, Tim Walz. I think he has a future if he decides to do it to actually become president. When you listen to his plan, how he thinks, he's very methodical, from what I can tell. Very methodical, and he talks to you to where you can understand it. He admits when he's wrong. He admits if the Republicans have a good plan. I like that because that shows that you can have Democrats and Republicans come together and actually solve a problem.
I don't think it should be separate. I think it should always be.
It should always be, but that's how
one.
America always been. Well, we ain't got time for that anyway. But yeah, so we went from the assassination to start talking about voting. Ain't that's how we do on Grown and Throwed Off. But listen, to end our news segment, there was also some news of this. This is very important. It's very important. This is probably the most important issue we're going to cover. PepsiCo, who are the makers of Lay's potato chips, they have decided to add more chips to the bag.
Add more chips to the bag.
For real, they're going to add more chips. Ain't it about time, man?
It's been way overdue.
Listen, because if I got to buy any more air, we are going to have a problem.
It's been way overdue for PepsiCo to drop some more chips in those bags.
Like,
now, when y'all drop more chips in those bags, y'all better keep the price the same.
Keep it. Now, see, they ain't talked about that now.
So don't be slick and say, oh, yeah, we put more chips in the bag, so we're going to charge you $10 for this bag.
Right. Well, how much is chips now?
It all depends on what size bag.
We talking about a regular size bag of chips?
Like, talking about the regular, them like $2 now.
$2?
Like $2.49.
On sale, though, must be. Because last time I checked, I think it was
talking
like.
about the little personal bag.
No, not the personal bag, like the regular.
Size big, but them things over $5.
Oh, no, yeah. No,
talking about like $5.29, $5.40 something.
No, they should have, but
and
they
if you
should have.
talking about the family size bag, you looking at like $6.
Bruh.
$7 for
once
a bag
again,
of chips.
I'm gonna look at you like my grandson be looking at me. Bruh.
Yeah.
They need to add more than some potato chips in them bags. If them bags are some $5, they need to add a prize in that joke like the old Cracker Jack boxes and stuff.
Man, well, I don't know what kind of prize they're gonna put in that bit to make worth buying them bag of out, but yeah, PepsiCo, hey man, congratulations for throwing more chips in that bag.
We appreciate the love, man. It's long overdue, but I'm glad to see that you're thinking about us. All right.
Yeah, just don't raise the prices on it though. Keep them prices the same, cause we're having a hard time keeping up with groceries right now.
Right. Hey y'all, we'll be back with our main topic. All right, get ready. All right, man. So, B-mac, man.
Talk to me.
We at the main event, man. We at the main course. We done talked about some things, man. This by the way, this has been a crazy episode, man. This is been crazy, and I've been loving every minute of it. But
it's definitely been fun. I'm really enjoying myself.
Hey, I could do this all night. But listen, so we gonna get into a main subject, and
I think it's gonna be a good one, man.
I think so, man, because I know there's a lot of people that have this question. So here's the question. How do you feel about a woman, you as a man, how do you feel about the woman being the breadwinner in the family? Take it away.
Well, I'll start off by saying I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
Okay.
Just to answer the question, but now that I answered the question and got that part out the way, let's really look into this thing really like.
Okay.
I've been in a situation where, I wasn't the breadwinner in the relationship. Like this young lady I was dating and seeing at the time, she was definitely the breadwinner. Now she never made me feel any kind of way.
Right.
For not being the breadwinner. But it did have some effects on the relationship. Like I think it not being the breadwinner definitely had effects on our relationship for the simple fact that and then we kind of talked a little bit about it too off camera, off the microphone, to where as a man, like there are things that we want to have in place. There are things that we want to be in control of.
Right.
I mean, and when it come down to finances, and when it come down to the bread, you know, that's a place that women easily target to try to hurt men. Oh, he's broke. He ain't got no money.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, our ego and our pride plays a lot on that. I mean,
Right.
how our pockets are. I can speak more personally, but when I'm not in the place of making no money, dog, I feel the worst, bro. I don't feel like a man at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I'm not bringing any kind of money. Now, if you in a relationship with a woman who makes more money, I feel like, I mean, it's gonna take a special woman, dog, to be able to do that. Because most women aren't gonna deal with a man that ain't making as much money, or at least the same.
Right.
So when you do find yourself into a relationship with a woman that, I mean, makes a little bit more money, well, I'm gonna say let's say a lot. Let's go a lot.
Okay.
I make a lot more money than you, man. It's a weird place to be in. You know what I mean? Especially if you call yourself or find yourself wanting to be a traditional man.
Right. Let me interject for just one moment, and I'm gonna let you keep going.
Yeah.
But just for the record, how I feel about it is, do I have a problem with it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But some of the points that you are making, some of the things that you are saying, I totally agree with. And I think there are a lot of men who have experienced what you're talking about, particularly when you were saying how it's almost like not only do they look at you different, like, you know, you broke, or you not a quote unquote real man or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They weaponize it. And I think, and when I say weaponize it, I mean it's like they use that as their get out of jail free card. Well, I don't have to do this because I make more than
money.
you.
Yeah, you can't tell me nothing.
I don't have to respect you like that because I make more money than you. I don't have to, do X, Y, and Z because I make more money than you.
Pretty much, she don't want to submit to you because you make you make more money than her. I mean, and like I say, women who do. I mean, like I say again, if a woman makes more money and that doesn't interfere with her being a woman at home, like you a woman at home, like you ain't whatever your job description is that's making you the bread. Like, nah, here you're my lady, you're my woman, which means I need you to treat me with the utmost respect than anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like your money is not a get out of jail free card to disrespect me. Like there's no get out of jail free card for disrespecting me because you feel like you make more money. And that's why I say it really takes a special person, because I mean, honestly, women just don't find themselves in situations. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I don't, because I mean, I don't. I'm pretty sure there are women that are in situations where, like, they the breadwinner and they get with guys that don't make.
There are
same
let's just clarify. There are some really good women out there that will treat their men with the utmost respect, even though they may make more. So we're not saying, because people will say, "Well, they labeling all women as this." No, we're not labeling.
It's definitely not all.
It's not all women, but there we must admit,
y'all though.
Yeah, we must admit that there are some. There are a lot that will use them making more money as, like I said, they get out of jail free card, and they look at their man different when they make more money.
Yeah, but because like I said, because 9 times 10, they dealing with a guy that ain't making the same amount, or if not more money. You know what I mean? And I think it's like this. You have women who make money, who want to control things,
right?
Who want to control the relationship.
Right.
They feel like since they make more money, they have the right to try to control the relationship, when naturally or traditionally, let's use that word, more traditionally, that's not the case. It's usually, I mean, the man, and women would say it too. Oh, well, the man's supposed to provide. The man's supposed to be this, that, that, and the third. Now, when it comes down to provision, I mean, there are more ways to provide for a woman other than financially.
Exactly.
And if financially is your only way of provision, or seeing if a man can provide, then I mean, I would suggest you to look into provision and what all that comes along with.
You need to look into the mirror, because I tell you what, and this is a conversation that me and my son-in-law had along with my daughter. You know, I just highlighted something that I don't believe a lot of women think about. We talking about how men provide besides financial, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things I pointed out is, okay, maybe now let me say this. I don't believe any man should not work. Take it how you want it, whatever. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
But
that's written though.
Yeah. But
if you're a believer.
If you're a believer, absolutely. And I mean, that's just where I'm at with it, you know. But you do have situations where women make more money. Okay. But now think about this. If there's a knock at the door, 3:00 in the morning, are you as the provider, the woman as the provider, going to go to that door and see who knocking at the door? Or are you going to expect your broke man, quote unquote broke man, who don't make as much as you do, to go handle that?
Well, I tell you this, if her ass going, excuse me, like that, she going out there to answer that door at 3 a.m. Well, that's a problem.
Yeah,
well, that's a problem.
But see,
that means she expected that whoever knocking on that door to come in the door. But no, the guy, you're
gonna expect your man. And so my point in saying, and I was telling my daughter this, because we got into a conversation, and people who know me know that once I get to talking, we start talking like me and you. Once we start talking, we can go at this thing. You know what I mean? So I was telling them, I was like, this is why you just can't look at finances. You got to look at the whole package of what he brings. And one of the things that we bring is definitely protection. Now, I know you have some women who feel like, oh, I can protect myself and I can do all this and I can do all that by myself. And maybe you could protect yourself. But I promise you, you're not going to think, well, I need to answer that door and let my husband sleep. You know what I mean? It just ain't going to happen. You're going to expect your husband to get up, see what's going on, handle that situation. And then we as men we are expected to give our lives for the woman. If something happens, let's just say an intruder is at the door, an issue is at the door, we are expected to do whatever we got to do to handle that situation, or as 50 Cent said, die trying. Okay, because if there is somehow where the woman dies and I live, her family is not going to be like, well, I'm glad you're alive. They're going to be like, where were you to protect my daughter? You know what I'm saying? If I'm here alone with the kids ain't going to be like, well, Dad, we're so glad you're alive. And, no, they're going to be like, what happened to mommy? You know what I mean?
Mommy.
I miss mommy. Why didn't you protect mommy? So I think it's important for some women, not all, but for some women to understand, being a man is more than just making the most money. That's not just the thing you should want a man to bring to the table. You should look at that man and think about all that he does do. You know what I mean? You're not out there fixing this. If your man is good with his hands and stuff, you're not the one fixing the car and doing the lawn and protecting the family and protecting the kids and all this other good stuff. A lot of times, it's the man that does so much, but it doesn't get Recognize,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And that is a whole nother segment for another day. But you understand, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Most
So
definitely.
I don't know, man. It's
Like I said, I've been in it. Like I said, if I could tell a story,
bless the mic.
there was a like I said again, I was with a young lady, my ex actually. I mean, she was really bred it up, and she wanted to purchase a house. She wanted to purchase a house, and these are another one of these things where like, okay, her making a little bit more money was kind of like, kind of caused some kind of conflict in the relationship.
Right.
She wanted to purchase a home, and at that time, I just wasn't with it. Now, I wasn't with it for the simple fact that like my plan was a little different at the time. Like I felt like, well, there are a lot of more other debts that, honestly, I could be honest, that's more on that you have.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't have a lot of like debt, like student loan debt and things of that sort.
Right.
So there was a lot of debt. Once we go over our finances, I'm like, well, okay, cool. Both of us making a nice little piece of change to where like, all right, we can try to attack these debts.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Before we just start just adding on more debt.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And we ain't talking about just no little bit of debt.
Right.
We talking about a lot of debt.
Yeah, and that's usually how it goes, man. I don't mean to cut across you, but
No,
why is it just me, or does it seem like usually men are more concerned about practical things and doing things in a practical way versus being moved by our emotions, man?
Yeah, man. But that's nature though. We're naturally like that, and women are more naturally tied to their emotions.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just how we were made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she wanted to purchase a home. I was honestly totally against it. Like I just thought like, our debt was a little bit more important at the time, and we at the age to where we can handle our little bills we have and take care of debt.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to set up, our future.
The dream house you want.
Exactly. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? So like my original plan was, well, okay, I told her this. I said, if this home, which again, I don't think I mentioned it, she wanted to spend over $300,000 for. If this home is something that you really want, let's allow this to be our only biggest debt we have to pay.
Right. Makes sense to me.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like let's get it to where
let's cancel all the other debt and we have this.
This is our biggest debt we have to pay.
Right.
Like if that's the only biggest debt we have to pay, if you want to spend $500,000 on a house, have a $5,000 a month mortgage, you feel what I'm saying?
We good.
If that's the only major debt we have between both of us,
right,
bro, that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. But to add on such a huge debt on top of all the extra debt, and you want to buy a new car, it's just like that's financially. If moving forward, if we want to have a family, she's not going to be able to work. So all that money she make by being the breadwinner, it's going to cease for a little while. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if our monthly income is way exceeds how much I make a month, that's a problem.
Right. And see, and this is why this is so important to, as you were alluding to, let's game plan this thing. Let's clear out all the debt to where we have this one debt, and then we can I'll be able to handle the small things. Plus, we'll have a nice little cushion in the bank to where if you do get, if you do have to stay home for a while for whatever reason,
and God forbid for whatever reason,
you know what I mean? Right.
But we
got
live long enough to know that life don't care about what we got going on if it's happening.
Right. And see, here's one thing. Let's just say for a scenario, and this is why, to me, I think, some people miss it. So okay, let's just use the scenario. You don't clear the debt, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get this major purchase. You want to spend $400,000 on the house. Okay. Now you got this debt. Okay. You saying, well, we can handle it because I make this and you make that, so we can handle this. Okay. So now you decide that you want to start a family. Now you're saying, well, I mean, we're starting a family, but that doesn't mean I have to stop working. Okay, who's gonna take care of the kids? That's number one. So now let's use what people would think would be the correct answer. The correct answer would be, if you're gonna continue to work, which you have every right to. Okay, I'll leave that alone. You have every right to. That means after a certain period of time, you're gonna have to now get child service, child care.
Yeah, which is extremely expensive.
Which is extremely expensive.
That's damn near a mortgage by itself.
And the younger the child, the more expensive it is. So instead of clearing your debt, playing the smart, you're moving out of what you want. Like, you're like JG Wentworth. It's my money. I want it now. You know what I mean? Instead of doing what would be smart, you have now bought this $400,000 house. Now you got these kids you got to take care of, and when I say take care of the kids, I'm just talking about as far as feeding, clothing them, all that stuff. Now you got to do child care. Well, I'll just get a relative to look after them. You can't guarantee that.
Yeah.
You can't guarantee.
Even so,
they might get tired
of them,
because let me tell you something. When them terrible twos hit, they might want to break. So then what?
Yeah.
What if they decide all of a sudden they don't? What if something happens in their life
that they can't keep the child?
Exactly. You just don't know. So, it would be smart to do like you said.
I thought that. Is it the smartest? I try not to look at it like that. I try to look at it more so. When I'm looking at my capability,
right?
I'm more concerned about what I'm capable of doing than what I can potentially make happen.
Right.
I know with the debt being gone, and if God forbid something was to happen, I will be in a situation to where we'll be okay.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? We'll be okay. Even if I had to sacrifice a few months until you get back right. You feel what I'm saying? But we'll be okay. But what I can't or refuse to do is put myself in a situation to where I got to go work all these extra crazy stupid hours just to turn around and give it all away.
Right.
And still not get no more accomplishing any goals of taking care of some of these debts that I want to get taken care of.
Exactly. And I don't want people to lose the focus or lose what we're talking about. We're talking about, would you have a problem, or do you have, as a man, do you have a problem your woman being the breadwinner? We are just bringing up different issues that could happen and why it's important to make sure, number one, you have the right woman. But what happens when a woman decides she can do what she wants to do and your thought process is taken for granted or not looked at, it's neglected, and so these are real situations. And let me just chime in this way. So you sharing your story, and I'm sure there are men who, if they could reach you, or if we could hear them right now, they would be like, man, I know what you're talking about because I've been through something similar. What I'm gonna talk to the women for a minute. What women don't understand about this situation is, like we said, we don't have a problem with you as a woman being the breadwinner. but you also have to take into account how we feel emotionally, mentally. And what I mean by that is, I have no problem with you shining. Baby, get your shine on.
Mm-hmm.
But me as a man, it's almost like, okay, now I gotta make sure I keep up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it does play on your psyche. You know, I'm an 80s baby. You know what I mean?
80s baby.
I'm not these millennium, and they might think a little different than I do, or they may have grown up a little different than I have.
Today's generation is very different.
Yeah, so this is why this show is called Grown and Throwed Off. But so my generation, we were taught to take care of family.
Mm-hmm.
We were taught to be a man. We were taught to make sure we do everything that we need to do as men. We were taught to have pride in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Take pride in being a man.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even though I don't mind if my wife makes more than me, and I really don't, I have no problem with it. I wouldn't be that dude that be like, oh, you gonna quit that job? And
No, I want her to.
I want you to do what you want to do, but me as a man, an 80s baby man, I'm gonna be like, okay, I need to make sure, I'm doing everything I know how to do. I need to make sure I'm being the man that I know to be. And part of being a man, I feel, is being very supportive of your wife.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you are going to throw up different things in my face or make me feel less than a man, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
It's a problem. And so, just even the male psyche, I may not even say that. I may not even ever tell you that I struggle with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not with you, but just within myself,
Mm-hmm.
questioning myself.
Mm-hmm.
But those things happen. Men.
Yeah, most men suffer in silence.
You can say that one more time in the mic.
Yeah, most men suffer in silence.
Most men suffer in silence. Most men, we don't have someone we could tell what we're dealing with.
Yeah, because
emotionally.
It's one of those things. Just like you was mentioning, like it's one of the things we've been taught.
Yeah,
we've been taught.
We don't cry.
To show no weakness.
We show no weakness.
You feel what I'm saying?
You dare not go around another man and show weakness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to make a way. You have to find a way.
Yeah.
To make it happen. But the sad reality is that a lot of us men really just suffer in silence. Like, if something that we don't like or something that's not going our way, rather if it's not making as much money or getting treated a certain way at a job or a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a whole group of men just running to just go tell it to somebody.
Right.
Because that put us in a weak situation or a vulnerable state.
Right. And we don't do vulnerability well.
Yeah, and that we're not wired to handle that stuff well. But there are men who do handle it well, and it's not saying that men can't handle it well. It's just naturally we don't handle that kind of stuff well.
Right.
We usually, keep it bottled up inside.
Right.
Until, if you're smart enough or you're lucky enough to have a close friend or somebody you can talk to, or like that, then you're one of the few people that's blessed to be able to have somebody you can conversate that kind of manly stuff with, which is really important.
Yeah.
Which should be probably another segment too. And men, mental health.
Oh, man, absolutely, man.
That could be a segment, but staying on topic, bro. Put it like this though, she did end up buying that house.
Okay.
She did end up buying the house.
That's what's up.
She ain't keep it though.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't keep it. those problems that come along with buying that house, it was just a little bit too much
and
more.
fixing this and fixing that, and yeah, man.
And then it was
taxes and yeah,
bruh, it got crazy, man. And then on top of that, on top of it all, once I got to I was like, well, okay, man. She done cried and cried about wanting to get this house, and she feeling like she deserved this house. She worked hard to be able to buy this house. And when she came at me with it like that, it was a whole bunch of I. You feel what I'm saying? Like, well, I deserve it. I did this. I did that. Well, it's not just you moving in there, bro. It's
right.
It's us. You feel what I'm saying? It's not just your responsibility. It will be our responsibility. You can afford it. I can't. You can. I can't. Like that's the most important difference about the discussion we was having. All her reasons for wanting to get the house was I. Mm-hmm. All the reasons for us not to get the house is because it's not good for us to do it. It won't be good for you to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not the time for it. You feel what I'm saying? It could have been a way better time for that. But, she wanted to buy the house. She ended up buying the house, got the house, and was like, yeah, until we married, you can't move in.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bet.
Which is fine. And that should have been the thought process. We should have brought that up from the beginning.
But again,
and see,
that was just one of her tactics, man. And I don't understand it. I don't know why when women get into a position to where they make so much money,
they get in a position of power,
and they want to spend it. So, but the more money she made, it's the more she wanted to spend. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, okay, yeah, I'm making more money. Let's set up for the future.
Right.
It's now, okay, I'm making this. Oh, I may not make it for forever, so let's
go
all
out.
Yeah, let's spend it.
Yeah.
I don't operate like that.
Yeah, and for the record, we're not. We know that there's some men that spend a lot of money. We got that, that try to live that life before they're ready. Mm-hmm. I got it, but normally, it's in my opinion, it's usually the woman that ends up spending more money on things that probably could wait versus a man. We could take this so many different ways because I got so much I could say on that.
Yeah, but we also got to talk about the men that's out there that's actually making money. We ain't talking about the bums that's living on the street or sleeping on the couch. No, we talking about the guys. Who make don't not say got to be filthy rich, but they make a good living for themselves. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
We there's so much I can say, but I'm a stay on topic. But yeah, it's so I think what we've said is we don't mind women making more money. We don't mind women being the breadwinner, but don't let that be the reason why, or don't let that be a reason why you disrespect a man or disrespect his ideas, or he no longer has any say in your life when you make more. I mean, if the roles were reversed, every woman will want their man to hear their opinion, to know what they want. They want to say.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, most times most men give women a say. Why? Because that's how we are programmed a lot of times. We're programmed to let women say what they want, and we try to take care of that for them, get that for them. Mm-hmm. Now, again, this is grown and throwed off. I don't know what these new cats doing. Mm-hmm. I imagine they move the same. I don't know. But I'm talking for my generation, 80s babies, 90s babies. We men try to, we hear what the woman is saying, and we try to make sure we take care of what they want. We still respect them. We still give them a seat at the table, mm-hmm. because we respect them as equal. We just take care of business. Women, a lot of times, they will have that issue or that stance. Well, I don't have to listen to you as much. I don't have to respect you as much because you don't provide. You're not doing your role as a provider when you base it just on
finance.
On finance. There you go.
Yeah. It was I heard her saying not too long ago. I hope I don't butcher it, but it went something a little like this. Men was taught how to treat a woman, but not what to expect from a woman. Women was taught what to expect from a man, but wasn't taught how to treat a man.
Man, say that again, because I've never heard that, but it sounds like some real insight, some light. Say that again.
Like us as men, we were taught how to treat a woman, but not what to expect from a woman.
That's powerful.
And from a woman, she was taught how to what to expect from a man, but wasn't taught how to treat a man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it kind of lines up in that kind of a bubble to where, like, I mean, we know, I mean, how to treat you, what we should do, what we should provide, how we should provide it. But we wasn't taught, like, okay, what you should be doing, what we should be getting from you, what should we be receiving from you, what are your duties? I mean, for a man. And on vice versa for women, they was taught, oh, well, woman, you should get this from a man. If a man ain't doing this or he ain't doing that, a man should do this and do that and do that. But wasn't taught, well, you got to cook that man food every night, or we want to do this for your man or do that for your man. You should be expecting that from you, expecting to do this or do that for your man. So again, if you make money, you're a female and you make a significant amount of money, make sure you continuously to respect your man. The day that money starts to cloud your judgment and starts to allowing you to disrespect that man will be the day you lose that man.
And that's real. That's real. And guess what? He may not even leave the house,
but he's long gone.
He's long gone. In his mind and he is long gone. I promise you. And I'm not even telling you something that I heard. I'm telling you something that I know personally. Once you disrespect me, I might be sitting in the living room, but I am long gone.
Yeah,
for real.
Hey, how that song go? Boy, hey, that fool, I'll be long gone.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, boy, man, they're gonna make no fool out of me.
Hey,
you gonna wake up and find your fool is gone.
Okay, then you be sitting there talking about, I don't know why he just all of a sudden he just left. No, it wasn't all of a sudden.
Man, why they love to say that all of a sudden stuff?
Yeah,
like,
you
like
just saw
all the signs prior.
You heard the door slam, but I was actually gone 3 months ago, 4 months, a year ago. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed the conversation on the day, and let us know your thoughts. Ladies out there, if you think we were wrong, tell us we were wrong. Men out there, if you think we were wrong, tell us we were wrong. If you think we were right, tell us we were right. This is open discussion. This is for those who are grown. This is grown and throw it off. All right, man. B. Another episode in the books, man. What you thinking, man? Sensational. Winner.
It's sensational.
Hey.
Like that word Future says, sensational. It was a blast, man. I had a great time, man. It's always a pleasure to sit down and just talk with you, man. Rap with you, man.
You know how we do, man.
Great conversations, man. It's always a blessing, man, to sit in another man's presence and, just have, good, genuine talk. It's real difficult to find good, genuine people now these days, man. And if I ain't never told you before, let me tell you, man, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Man, listen, let me tell you something. Since we giving flowers, this is grown and throw it off, but the key part is grown. We grown around here. let me just tell you this, man. I have, since we've kind of, come into each other's lives or whatever, just kicking it like we do, I haven't met a more genuine, a more intelligent, just real, all the way real, just you that dude, man. It's not often that you find someone who you can rock with like that, who you comfortable introducing your family to,
of course,
especially at this grown age that we at, man. Most of my boys, if I didn't know you back when I was wilding, I probably don't know you. You see what I'm saying?
That's a good chance.
So it's good to really just kicking it with you, man, and just hearing how your mind working, and man, I know this is gonna affect some people. It's gonna touch a lot of folk, because we just being raw with it, and this isn't the good thing about this is raw. This is genuine. There's no script. We're not reading off no teleprompter. We don't have no app where we've taken all these notes and let's make sure we say this and this is how we think 24/7. And some things we're gonna disagree on.
Yeah.
A lot of things we'll probably agree on, but we will have disagreement, like you want to vote for that bum Trump.
Yeah.
But it's all good though. You still my boy. You still my boy, man.
You know it.
Hey, listen, I wanna end this episode, man, on because I am a very, I guess you would say, devout Christian.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in God. I believe in God. He's done so much for me. And I just believe in either talking about him or talking about something positive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I chose to do something positive on today. And it's really based on the conversation we just had. And this is for all the men out there who may be listening. Listen, don't you ever settle. Don't ever settle. Don't ever give up on your dreams, man. Somebody out there is going to respect you. Somebody out there is going to rock with you. Every man that is listening to me right now has a goal. They have a dream. Don't stop chasing your dream. That's my message for you. And I'm telling you this from experience, man. You can get knocked down, man, so hard. You can fall so far where it seems like you're up one day and you're right at the cusp. You're reaching, about to hit your goal, man. And all of a sudden, things happen, life happens, or you make the wrong decision and you find yourself starting over. It might be a thing where it seems like you've had this dream for a long time and it's just not coming to fruition like you thought it would. And you might have somebody in your ear. It could be a friend. It could be family. It could be a girlfriend. It could be a spouse. They'll tell you to give up on the dream. Stop doing that. You'll never be this. You'll never be that. You ain't smart enough. You ain't strong enough. You don't have enough finances. You don't have enough resources. To all of that, don't stop pursuing your dream. You will make it if you don't stop. You will make it. The Bible says, I'm going to throw a scripture at you. The Bible says, don't get weary in well doing, for you will reap a harvest if you faint not. And I believe that in my life. That is a life lesson for me. There have been times I have gotten very weary. But in those weary times, man, I just made up my mind I wasn't going to give up. Because I heard someone say, as a matter of fact, it was that really made it stick for me. It was a pastor. Her name was Pastor Washington. And she said, everything has an expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the absolute truth. what you may be facing right now, it may feel like it has lasted eternity. It seems like it has taken all of your strength and maybe even some of your youth. Wherever you find yourself in right now, if you're in a bad spot right now, don't give up on your dream. That is my message to every man out there. And if there's a woman that can adhere to this message, take this message to heart as well. Don't give up on your dream. You may have been done wrong by a man and they did you wrong. I mean, really did you wrong. But there's more out there for you. To everybody who's out there struggling, to everybody who's wanted to give up, don't give up. God has purpose on you. There is more on the other side of where you're at right now. The Bible says weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning. Stay positive, people. We love you. We will see you next time. Grown and Throwed Off. Join us. Connect with us. Subscribe to us. Y'all have a good one.